This Cobb elevator is not sharp. Someone please call Scott with agility. He will make this right!
Hi, Scott. It's Linda from Salt Lake City General. Dr. Jones is complaining about his Cobbs.
I'm on my way.
That's great, Scott. See you soon.
I just picked up Dr. Jones's laminectomy tray, which has his Cobb elevators inside. Let's go into the lab and make Dr. Jones happy again.
Before we start, what is a Cobb elevator actually used for? A Cobb elevator is used to remove muscle and cartilage from bone during spine surgery. Here you can see the Cobb elevator, how it's exactly used. It slides along the bone and removes muscle during a laminectomy or spinal surgery. Now I want to tell you two completely different stories about the same instrument. There's a doctor here in Salt Lake City, and he uses his Cobb elevators almost like he's decorating a cupcake with very light pressure, and he needs the Cobb elevators to be razor sharp. When I was in Houston, there was a doctor, and he'd use them like he was chiseling ice, like trying to break through ice. He'd use them so hard. So the reason I'm bringing this up is that at each account, you can kind of tell by how beat up they are and what kind of edge you need to put on there. Should they be razor sharp, or should they be sharp enough and be able to last a long period of time? So here we have Dr. Jones Cobbs. This is just your regular Cobb. You can tell I've sharpened it before. It's nice and shiny. Hasn't been used that long, still has its shape. One of the things you do notice recently is that a lot of these Cobbs are completely straight. There's not a curve at the end. This one is curved, so both of these Cobbs are taken out of the same tray. And you can see this one's been kind of reshaped. There's a flat around the outside, and that's something you cannot have. So when you're sharpening these Cobbs, you have to come to a point. They have to be tapered to a point. Now, if they're beat up and you take them on a belt, you're going to have a flat on the end. And you're going to have to take that down on one of your hard wheels and bring it back to a point, or else they won't be able to get behind there and pull that muscle off the bone. Has to be a point. You see this all the time where it has a flat edge around the end because someone's taken it on a belt sander and then didn't rework it. So here's the first step. The first step is a hard gray wheel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the face first. This face is actually pretty good, but you know how they are. A lot of times you see these and there's pits and there's chunks of metal. So you want to smooth out the face first. So I'm going to work on the face first. And I'm doing this because when I go to sharpen it, I don't want to take off my edge when I refinish the face of it. So I always do my finishing work first on the face of it. So the face of the Cobb is getting taking out all the imperfections, any little pits, little nicks in it. I'm taking it out. We have some accounts here where, I mean, you got one tiny little pinhole and they will pull it out. So I'm making it absolutely perfect on the face of it. So that's the first step, is I'm working the face. And so now I'm going to put the finish on it, that nice mirror finish, because I've heated it up. So my philosophy is that you heat that metal up, it's going to stain. That's why I do all the mirror finishes on anything that I'm grinding. So I'm doing that face, putting a nice mirror finish on the face. Trying to use the whole wheel. Don't like any gaps in my wheel. And all my wheels, I use the whole wheel, back and forth. Take a good look at it, make sure it's getting symmetrical. Everything's nice and shiny, no pits, no scratches. So again, you do that face first, so you don't have to come back later and then take your edge off. So now I'm sharpening it on the hard gray wheel. My wheel's going down, so I'm sharpening it from the back side. And so this one had a little bit of you kind of call it like a cliff. So remember, it has to be tapered. That's what I'm trying to explain with my hand. Taper down. It can't come all the way down like a cliff. It has to taper down. So remember, he can get behind that muscle on the bone and peel it off. So I'm just going around like a half circle on there. Again, using my whole wheel. Almost go to the side there. But as I'm sharpening it, I'm also trying to bring down that. Only way I could explain it is like a cliff on there. You don't want it to drop down. It has to come down to a nice sharp edge. Nice taper all the way down. Here's another angle of it. So I'm using that whole wheel. I'm hitting the edge of it, and then sometimes I come back a little bit. I'm not actually hitting the edge, and I'm taking down what I'm calling the cliff, where it kind of has that sharp, all of a sudden it comes straight down instead of tapering down. You see this has a nice taper on there. So that's my nice finish on the face of it, and I'm working on that taper. See, I'm hitting the whole back of it. I'm not even hitting the edge. I'm just kind of bringing it down, so I'm tapering it back down. So the doctor could slide it behind that muscle and peel it away from the bone. So the next step is now I'm gonna polish the outside of it. You know, I hit it on that wheel, I heated it up. So now I'm gonna put that nice mirror finish on it so it lasts a little longer without staining and tarnishing. And without hitting the edge, obviously. And I kind of polish the whole thing, and then I go around and I'll hit the edge. So here I am hitting the edge. Nice and smooth. Take a good look at it, make sure everything looks right. Oh, it's symmetrical. It has the same shape as it did when it was brand new. My face looks nice, there's no pits. Now, if you don't use an oil stone, you kiss it real softly on the face, on the wheel, take that burr off. But I use a stone on everything, so I don't know if everybody's using a stone or a few people are using a stone, but this is the last step that I do. I always use an oil stone. Here's a big block that I do my osteotomes on. That's old school, the old oil stone. So this is my last step. I put a little instrument milk on my stone here. Then I have a little gash on my workbench right there, so I kind of so it doesn't slide. So I put it right in there so it holds it, and then I take that burr off. I go around the edge. I'm making the edge sharp and hard so it lasts a little bit longer when you use the stone. That concludes the Cobb elevator training. If I could just leave you with one thing, just give a little bit of extra effort and your customers will love you. Thank you.